1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. So, welcome to episode 2 out of 10 of Oraga Music Mayhem. And if you hadn't guessed already, this one's about looping. I'm James Kibby. I'm a native of Cape Town, South Africa. And today we're going to talk about the art of looping and how it can help you when you're playing on your own, all alone. So back in the day, long before lockdown, I used to play in bands a lot. And then along came COVID and we couldn't play in bands anymore. And a lot of artists turned to backing tracks to help them perform. But I decided I wasn't going to do that. I was rather going to use a loop station. Now what you're hearing now is the percussion or the drums. You could even lay, a little bit more, like something like that. But before I go any further, I want to thank my sponsor. Can you see that? Can you just about see that? Oraga Tequila. This is the Reposado. And as you can see, I haven't opened the bottle yet, because I don't drink before I make these things. Alright, so now you've got your drum kit, ostensibly. And at this point, I would start singing. So, maybe I'd put a backing vocal on. And maybe I would take that away. I don't know. I would do it on the fly. But let's say we put some guitar on. Backing vocals. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And what about a little bit of bass? That doesn't sound like bass yet, does it? But it will if I do this. Now you got a bass. Now I might bring in some other vocal percussion, something like this. And that's already sounding quite groovy, but I wouldn't build that all up just without singing something in between, so I'd maybe go something like this. Who knows what tomorrow may bring? Maybe sunshine, maybe rain. Me, I'm gonna wait and see. Maybe it'll bring my love to me. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So, what are the advantages and the disadvantages of looping? Well, I think I've been through the advantages already. With a loop station like this one, you can actually take the channels in and out as well. So you could have just the bass, and the backing vocals. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right. So the advantages are that you can play on your own and you can sound like a whole band, obviously. And the other advantage is that it's a lot of fun. You can change the arrangement as you go. You can change everything on the fly. And that works really, really well. Really, really well. So that things don't sound the same way every time. But there are disadvantages, and I'm going to run those by you as well. The first one is you really have to practice. Your timing has to be good. And a little tip I can give novice loopers here is keep your loops short. You'll notice that my loops were like seriously short. I wasn't playing anything long, because the longer your loop is, the more chance it has of going out of time. And then the other very important thing about looping is that you've got to pick songs which are suitable for looping. So you can't pick a song with a lot of chord changes in unless you're going to change it significantly, unless you're going to make it your own and do your own version of it. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I might do with something like that. By doing a jazz standard called Fly Me to the Moon, which was made famous by Frank Sinatra. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the bass line. So let's take the bass line out. There we go. Right. Doesn't sound like jazz yet, and it's not going to because it's looping. But check what you can do if you really use your imagination. Fly me to the moon, let me play under the stars, let me see what life is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, in other words, in other words, fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, or I worship and adore. In other words, in other words, hold my hand. In other words, in other words. And let's say you wanted to do a little bit of improvising over that lot. You could build it up texturally, so you'd start off without this. And you could do some singing. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, in other words, in other words, in other words. So there you go. That is a little bit of a thing on looping. I hope it helps. I hope it entertained you at least. I've got a couple of other things that I do, and I'm going to leave links in the description to those. I have a weekly podcast that comes out on a Friday morning on Mixcloud and on Podomatic and on Post Your Podcast. It's a new podcast site that has been created by some South Africans. So that is worth checking out. I'll post a link, as I said, in the description. And then I've got a whole bunch of DJ mixes on Mixcloud as well that you can have a look at. And please follow my YouTube channel if you're enjoying this. I will be back every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. One more quick word of thanks to Oraga Tequila. Thank you so much, and I will see you next Wednesday. Ciao, ciao.